we've been able, like scientists a couple of years ago found remains of a baby woolly mammoth, and like we're pulling some Jurassic Park type stuff. Like people are genuinely thinking that we have a way to bring back ancient species of animals, and like that's crazy.
We can. I
Those
mean,
aren't things we need right now, though. We're
know.
focusing on stuff we don't need.
Well, I mean, I think that's science, but I also worry about the ethical issues behind that, like bringing back, let's say they have a frozen pterodactyl, right? Or they found a piece of frozen pterodactyl and they get the DNA from it. They can possibly recreate a pterodactyl from that DNA. And of course they want to try it, but at the same time, ethically,
like that's risking
God.
That's risking thousands of lives.
Yeah, well,
if they went loose, it could as long as we made a male and a female, and they got loose, they could end thousands of lives and massively reproduce. It's terrible.
That whole thing of creating like a Jurassic Park, I guess, is technically possible. I mean, now anything that you were to recreate, it would be a clone. It's not like it would be an original organism with its own DNA. Like if you got DNA from something that was ancient,
it's just going to recreate that ancient thing.
Yes, exactly. It would be an exact clone of what it was way back when.
Yeah, and even if it didn't risk thousands of lives, the only way you'd be able to keep getting those species is inbreeding, and that would continue to bring back disabilities and illnesses and weaknesses, and it would eventually die out all on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not good if you want to try and run an enterprise.
And that's a whole nother topic. That's absolutely right. To have a species live, you need variability within a species, because if you don't have that and they're hit with COVID, for example, and if let's say we all reacted the same with COVID, thank goodness we don't. There's this wide range. Some people, unfortunately, are dying, but there's other people that don't even get a fever and have a sniffle. So because of that great variety, that's what's going to keep a species alive.
Yeah. So if they're all just keep on saying things from every other person, then it's not going to survive at all. It's
right. They would all react the same to whatever you hit them with.
Yeah.
Like COVID. If they all had the same genes or similar genes, they would react similarly. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just found it weird that people have actually found the technology and the power to be able to do that. It's just strange.
I agree. And actually that's something I talk about with 8th graders, because we do learn about evolution in 8th grade, and that's definitely part of the conversation. There with biotechnology and stuff like that, is it okay to be doing this? Is it playing with what God originally intended? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not right.
And that's bringing religion in there, and I know you said you wouldn't do that, so I'll stop doing that.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. It's not that big. But what was I gonna talk about? Can I try to remember this? Yeah. Speaking of bringing back ancient stuff and having amazing technology,
mm-hmm.
Have you ever been interested in alchemy? Have you ever heard of alchemy?
Yeah, like making like different medicines.
Yeah, transfusion and the Philosopher's Stone and stuff like that. The accidental invention of gunpowder. A couple of years ago, like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, a lab in China found a way to turn lead into gold.
It's amazing. It's so easy. So within each atom, in the center is a nucleus with protons. Do you know the protons?
Yeah, and they were able to change lead into gold because lead was it was an unstable atom, and by blasting it with nuclear radiation, they were able to change the number of protons and neutrons.
Right.
Change
well,
it.
That's it. And that's what makes it like, okay, so I'm looking right over here. Sorry, I have my periodic table. Gold has 79 protons in it. And what did you say? Lead? Lead has 82 protons in it. So you go from 79 to 82. So lead, to make lead 82 to gold, it has to lose 3 protons. So if they open up carefully, open up the nucleus and let out 3 protons, that's how they got gold. And that's very dangerous.
Yeah, that's why it's never going to be mass produced, because A, it's extremely dangerous and could utterly destroy everything. And B,
people will be dying of cancer. It emits radiation when you open up a nucleus like that.
Yeah, it could cause a lot of damage.
Yes.
And B, it costs more to blast the lead with radiation than it does to sell the gold. You're losing money. Because like in the 1850s, I think, there was a German scientist who left his mercury out in a testing station, in a chemically testing station or whatever. Forgot what it was called, but after like a week, he looked at it and he saw bits of gold dust, and because mercury is also a radioactive atom. And that was like the first sign of the breakthrough. He got beheaded because people thought he was a witch, but I still find that crazy that even back then we were able to do this crazy stuff.
Well, we also made a whole bunch of elements. We've made synthetic man-made elements by bombarding those nuclei with protons and creating these whole new elements that never even existed on Earth.
Yeah, I remember when one of the Iron Man movies came out and he made his element, and I was like, what? That's impossible. We couldn't really do that. Now you're over here telling me all this amazing stuff about people creating elements.
Yeah, but all of those elements that have been created by humans are, oh, we have someone in here. Hey, Jacob, I'm going to remove you. I'll come right back, okay? Or come right in about 5 more minutes, okay? All right. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. All these elements that were man-made are extremely unstable. They only stay that way for not even a split second. They quickly go back to what they were. And they're all radioactive. They all cause cancer. But anyway.
All right, I'm going to
Okay.
We try as humans, our main nature is curiosity. We want to know everything.
Yeah.
We feel the need to understand everything. And like I've gotten a lot better with myself because I've started understanding the fact that I can't really do a lot about a lot of these things, and I can't understand why all of it happens. I just gotta do what I gotta do. But like when people try to recreate nature in their own vision, it's terrible. It is almost witchcraft in the fact that it's dangerous, it's terrifying, and it's temporary. We're never going to be able to create everything that we want. It's never going to be possible. Because we don't even know what we want. Most of the time.
Well, and I think that's a good point to bring up, that experimentation. A lot of times scientists have in their mind what they're going to do and what they're looking for, but they end up discovering something completely new or whatever out of the ordinary from what they were expecting. So it ends up leading to more experimentation and more and more and more, and that's where we get this way.
I'm taking Logan.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I think that's good for today. Thanks for talking.
Okay. Oh, no problem. I'm going to mute and turn off my my stuff and just leave you up here. You can go, but I'm just going to leave it up since class is about to start in like 7 minutes.
Okay, can you stop recording real quick and email it to me?
Sure.
Thank you.
It will take, I just stopped